First thing I thought of when I saw this unusual oak gall was a bloodshot eyeball.
Hi, I'm Pete from Pete's Nature. Going to talk about oak galls today. You've probably seen oak galls, but maybe not one like this. I call this one the bloodshot eyeball oak gall. That's my own name. It's not a scientific name. But I will share with you what I've learned about these. I first encountered these a few years ago while walking on the Maricopa County Trail through the Tonto National Forest. And this year I've seen quite a few. So I'll walk you through what to look for, what causes these. It's a parasitic relationship between the plant and a type of wasp. I mean, everybody's a winner based on the relationship, from what I can tell. So take a look and go ahead and like this and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I do lots of different type of content. If you've been following me, you'll notice I did some scuba diving things last week. This week we're in the desert with oak galls. So I hope you find this interesting. Stay tuned. Thanks.
Oak galls come in lots of sizes and shapes, and really what they look like depends on the type of oak tree and the type of insect. You may have heard them called oak apples or oak raspberries or oak acorn plums, all different types of galls, and they were used in ink production for many, many years. I found some good references out on the web. I included links down below in the description area so you can research this further on your own. The best site I found for this particular type of gall was iNaturalist, where they identify Etrusca caproni as the type of wasp that causes this. Now, what's not clear to me is whether it has to be this type of oak tree as well, the combination of that wasp and this type of oak tree, to get this particular bloodshot eyeball gall. If you know the answer, please add it in the comments below. I'd love to know. All right, let's pluck one of these off and cut it up and see what's inside. Here's what we might expect to see is this tiny, tiny little wasp. But here's what happened. I plucked one off. I came home and I left it in the car overnight. And look at here, it snuck out. So whatever was in there snuck out. I found a couple of older ones that I knew had been, the wasp had left. This is what they look like. You cut them open and they have a fibrous web inside, and in the very center of that web is yet another very crusty, hard little spot. So that's where the larva lives as this goes on. The female plants an egg on the developing leaf, and then over time it's either a chemical or a mechanical or a viral process. People are not exactly sure which causes the gall, but the gall develops and protects that wasp larva through its growth stage. If you want to see some of these in the wild on your own, this is a map from iNaturalist that shows where the observations were made, over 100 of them. I'm also sharing the exact locations where I saw some the past couple of years. You can find these year-round, although they're more prevalent in the summer, and I think that's actually when the larvae are going through their growth stages. And there's also something interesting about these gall wasps. They can reproduce without an asexual reproduction, so parthenogenic. The female can lay eggs without those eggs being fertilized. So they do a generation of those usually in the beginning of the year, and then apparently they do a fertilized second generation of eggs later in the year. And I've been told, or I've read, that they might produce different galls based on which time of year it is. Now, I haven't seen evidence of that. If you have, please share it. I'd love to learn more. All right, I hope this was useful. Thanks, everybody. Take care.